This is Wade from High Tech Legion, and what we have here is the new Phantom 820 from NZXT. As you can see, they've kept the general aesthetics the same to go along with their Phantom series, but they've redesigned many features. This particular model is in gunmetal gray, and it also comes in a glossy white and matte black finish. On the front of the Phantom 820, we have a large section of mesh here for air intake, and there is filter mesh behind this to keep the dust out. There is also an easy to remove fan filter here on the bottom. And then behind the panel that covers the 5 1/4 inch bays, there are magnets to hold it to the steel frame. The 5 1/4 inch blanks pop out with a single click very easily, and then they can be popped back in also very easily. And then we have our hue controller from NZXT built right into the case that allows you to change the LED mode, turn the I/O LEDs on or off, and also change the color of them to anything within the RGB spectrum. We also have an SD slot on the front here that connects with a USB 2.0 header to allow you to read your camera cards. Here, this strip is LEDs that are connected to this hue controller, and then also on the top here there is a section of LEDs that's connected to that hue controller, so you can set the coloring for any mood you like. On the rear of the case we have a 140mm fan, which can be adjusted to up or down depending on your needs within the case, making it easy for customization. We have our motherboard I/O section here, as well as 9 expansion slots and 4 water cooling grommets, and the bottom mount power supply area, which also has its own dust filter on the bottom for where the intake is. On the top of the case we have our hard drive LED indicator, 4 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.0 super speed ports, a headphone jack, a microphone jack, reset button, and our fan control 4-channel fan controller here, which allows us to change which fans are on, increase the speed or decrease the speed, and it's indicated by the 4-channel lights here. And this is also connected into the hue controller so that the lighting can be adjusted. Here behind this mesh is another 200mm fan exhausting air out of the top of the case. I've removed the side panel of the Phantom 820 so we can take a look at the interior. On the top here we have 4 5 1/4 inch drive bays with a toolless connector to make it easy to install or remove those drives, as well as 6 2.5 or 3.5 inch drive bays here, 2 of which are removable, and they have a toolless drive tray which can be slid out or back in very easily, and can mount 3.5 inch drives with no screws, 2.5 inch drives using 4 included screws. On the back of the top hard drive bay there is a mount for a 120 or 140mm fan that can be angled to change the airflow in the case a little bit. We've got plenty of rubber grommets here for cable management and keeping everything neat. A spot on the bottom here for the bottom mount power supply that has rubber feet on it to reduce the vibration and noise from the power supply unit. Support for ATX, micro ATX, eATX and XL ATX motherboards, and a large CPU heatsink cutout to make the process of installing that much easier. We have a 140mm fan on the back here that we showed earlier that can be adjusted up or down to suit the needs of the user, and a 200mm fan on the top. And just behind the frame here there are 5 LED lights that are connected to the hue controller to set the mood lighting in the case. We have all our headers here, a USB 3.0 header, as well as USB 2.0 header, HD audio, 12 fan headers that connect into the fan controller, our power LED, power switch, reset switch, and hard drive LED light, SATA connector that connects into our fan controller and powers that, and the 4-pin Molex connection that powers the Hue controller. Looking at the other side of the case with the side panel off, we can see the large CPU fan cutout a little bit better, as well as all our cable management grommets and all the cabling that NZXT has pre-routed through here. They include a 8-pin power connector extension that's braided. This is very important since a lot of PSUs won't reach where they need to go running behind the motherboard tray without the extension. We have all our hard drive bays here and plenty of places to zip tie things down to keep everything neat. Finally, we have our accessories. They include a manual in multiple languages, a catalog of some of their other products, and a handy box that they shipped all of the accessories in that has all your screws neatly laid out, as well as zip ties, some rubbers that can be placed in, and also the standoff connector to tighten the standoffs down into the motherboard tray. This has been an overview of the new Phantom 820 from NZXT. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out the component installation on our video channel and the full review at www.hightechlegion.com.